in terms of what Barry Hogan is looking at. Now, this is the start of the game, and again, it's just one moment in time, so this doesn't mean the entire game set up like this. But I just thought, if you look at the way Tipperary set up, and the backs have red circles around their lower body, they're kind of just spread out in such a way that kind of makes them somewhat easy to defend. Now, they are all options for the ball, but you see Limerick with the hurleys up, spread out nicely. And the same with the forwards. The Tipperary forwards are kind of spread out in such a way that it actually feeds into a zonal setup for Limerick. So when Barry Hogan tries to hit a pocket of space, I don't really see a pocket of space for him to hit a runner into. Now, contrast this with what Nicky Quaid does for Mike Casey. Now, again, just a moment in time. This is 3 minutes into the game. Not every puck out was like this, of course. But he's able to hit a ball across to Mike Casey. Limerick do the right thing. They spread out. They make the pitch as wide as possible. Casey gets that ball, and there's any amount of places he can put it. But more importantly, there's any amount of places that Limerick players can run into up in the top end of the field. And one other thing I wanted to talk about was looking at, I think this again is the way that Limerick are setting up. So in the yellow circles there, that's all the Limerick players setting up for the puck out. A couple of the players at the far end of the field, I didn't bother, there'd be just too many circles. But again, they're able to just spread out nicely. Those tip backs there, you can see around the 45 and around the edge of the D. If they get the ball, there's limited options because you've allowed Limerick, because your forward line hasn't folded into that sort of spine thing that Limerick do, when they come together like that, and then all of a sudden there's 30 yards either side of them. If you don't do anything like that, you allow them to set up zonally, you allow Dermot Burns to sit right half back, you allow Dan Morrissey to sit left half back, midfielders sit back, and you've got a beautiful zonal setup where no matter what Tipperary players run over and back, there's going to be kind of someone in that area. It'll take 3 or 4 seconds for the ball to travel. So, I mean, realistically, you're making it a little bit too easy for Limerick. And you see there in the half back line on the 45, if that ball goes to one of those two players that are either side of Aaron Gallan there,
gobbled up,
you're straight into traffic. A trap is being set by Limerick here. They stand just far enough away so that you think, yeah, I give that ball, and then all of a sudden the defender is caught. And you know what? If you do give it to him, what's the defender going to do? He's going to turn around and be like, oh my God, I have to get rid of this ball. So Tipperary actually tried to run it out against Clare. But because it led to be honest, they hadn't repped it enough. They didn't really know how to do the support lines. They kind of abandoned that and they just hit it short. And Craig Morgan once or twice took on his man. He's brilliant at doing that. Rona Maher just said, you know what, let's get snow on this. And funnily enough, once or twice Barry Hogan, they talk about Brian Hogan's range. He actually landed the ball almost on the 21 at one stage.
There's one ball nearly went wide was it in the first half? Yeah, one ball nearly went wide. Yeah. That ended up just nearly rolling across the line, yeah.
But this is going all the way back to 2017 when the puck out situation from Limerick was really hurting Tipperary. Remember that game? Michael Ryan was still over the team at that stage. And Limerick did that thing of folding in and, Nicky Quaid, his great puck out range, and he was able to put it into space. And Aaron Gallan or Graham Mulcahy and so on, they were able to just collect the ball as an inside forward in those pockets of space. And Tipperary don't do that. And it's such an easy win. You need variety. You need to overload one side. You need to, like you were saying with Jared Brown and Dermot Burns, you need to give them a headache. Like as a back, having played in the half back line plenty of times over the years, you don't want to see something different. You don't want to see 3 guys over at the far side all setting up under the one wing back because fair chance he's going to lose that ball. You just want to be able to sit in your positions. You don't want to be asked any questions. And from the puck out, was your view, did Tip ask any questions or did they just, for the most part, just make it quite easy?
Yeah, they didn't probably ask that many questions on the puck out. That was probably one area that Limerick got an awful lot of success. It was kind of engaging with them during normal play. I thought they were really good. And even there was a couple of times when Nicky Quaid put balls into areas, and in fairness to the Tip lads, they were right on top of Limerick and they were getting the hurling and they were spoiling. I thought Dylan Quirk did it a couple of times in particular. I can remember in the first half. Just want to jump back for a second, Shane, just on the red card. Can you give me your own thoughts on that? I was there. It was wild. It was very, very loose. Partly kind of reminded me a bit of that time Paddy pulled that really loose one on Michael Rice. I think it was in 2012, and it didn't shoot up the hurl and damaged his finger. What was your view on it?
Yeah, look, I did think at the time, certainly I thought this is like I tweeted straight away. I was going to say that should be a red card, and then I tweeted that could be a red card. And I had plenty of people arguing with me saying no, it shouldn't be. And this notion of manliness in the game, I think it was loose, and I think he easily could have gone. And then that's 2 games in 2 years where Aaron Gallant could have gone against Tipperary.